Okay, very quick video here. Just talking about mouthpiece placement. Um, when I started out, I was given very basic instructions on how to put, where to put the mouthpiece and kind of blow. So this is also about not just mouthpiece placement, but what happens when we actually put the mouthpiece on our face, and also what happens when that mouthpiece goes into the trumpet, etc. So when we are first taught to play, we're kind of told to put the mouthpiece in the middle, maybe a little bit higher, more on the top, or maybe a little bit more on the bottom. That quite often depends on who your tutor is. I was kind of told a little bit more on the top than the bottom, and I'd experimented. I've gone through various issues of finding out where this placement is correct. In the end, I've actually kind of ended up really quite, I suppose, centered. If you were to put an open mouthpiece or a visualizer on my face, the actual lips are almost dead center, kind of in the mouthpiece. So, in terms of like, if you're my brand new student, what I would say to you is, let's get your mouthpiece, and we're going to use the mouth shape of when we say mm. You don't have to say it, but just kind of mm. So I like to have my lips wet personally, and so it's like mm. Now, you still have leeway to move the mouthpiece up and down there, but there probably will be, due to your teeth, the shape of your mouth, the mouth and the size of your lips, etc., there'll be a comfortable place there. If your mouthpiece is too high, your bottom lip is going to fall out. Same with the top lip is going to pop out, etc. So it might very well be that you're maybe slightly up or slightly down. This is very much a personal thing. The main thing that happens, or we want to happen, is that we have a balanced embouchure, top and bottom, in terms of how that embouchure responds to the airstream. So for me, like I said, it's like and then that's where I would take a breath and blow out. So once we've found that position, and I would have a look and make sure that everything is pretty much set up as it should be, and really a good guide is that there's no red of your lips outside the mouthpiece. Okay, all the work is done around the actual red parts of our lips. So all the muscles, the kind of ocular muscles, I suppose, that go around the lips, they do the work. So no point in having like your lips almost so far apart that there's a big gap in there, because that's not really going to work for playing. So that takes us on to the buzz. There's a whole bunch of fantastic work being done out there. Off the top of my head, things like stamp exercises, etc., that involve buzzing with the lips and buzzing with the mouthpiece as well. So that'd be like, or now I've got no problem with this in the initial stages of trying to get a feeling of what's going on here, and maybe what it might sound like if we were to do that to try and get a sound. Personally, for me, it doesn't work. I feel really tight after a while. Maybe I'm not doing it right, but I have experimented with various ways of doing this. I know some guys who do fantastic stuff with lip buzzing and mouthpiece buzzing. Essentially, for me, it does not work. So, in terms of when we put the mouthpiece on the face, when we've got a and then we take a breath in. So, set up, do your M sound or M shape, mouthpiece on the face, breath in through the nose and blow. And this is what should happen. Pretty much nothing. You can just hear the air going through the mouthpiece. This is because there's nothing to stop the air coming back, or to allow or force our lips to actually vibrate against. There's nothing there whatsoever. It's not until we actually push our lips together that we get the vibrating sound, and that's why it doesn't really work for me, because it feels as though I'm forcing the vibration to happen. When we actually put the mouthpiece into the trumpet, eventually we should get a sound to come out there. For most of that, it's around about a middle G on the trumpet. It may be a lower note like the C, or maybe a higher note like the next C up. The main thing is like, there's a lovely wee example that I like doing for my students. And if I basically have my lips in the closed position, or rather not the closed position, I start with my lips in the closed position, I then blow air through the lips, put the mouthpiece on, and then I engage the trumpet into the mouthpiece. Then you'll hear the notes start to appear. A slight in between point between actually making the M position and blowing air through when the air actually escapes from the lips, all we're doing is just holding the lips together. We're not squeezing them together. We're not chomping them down. What we're doing is we're just going, and it's that like poo sound or boo sound. It's closer to a PUH for me. That's the shape, or that's what that's what it feels like to me when I actually engage a breath note. Not using your tongue to start the note. This is still all breath, leaving the body, going through the mouthpiece and into the instrument. So here's a little demonstration. So there, the demonstration is that it's actually the trumpet that creates the vibration, or creates enough back pressure in here. It's the best way I can describe it, for the lips to actually have some pressure to vibrate against. Not pressure in terms of the face, it's actual air. There's already air inside the trumpet. So we've got to put air into the trumpet, and that back pressure, I think they use the term standing wave, not to get too complicated. That's what allows or makes our lips vibrate. So that's pretty much the basis of it. When we do get into playing our notes and starting off from there, I've got a little PDF up, a little exercise up called Back to Basics. It's that type of thing where that's the next stage of. A nice exercise to go on from here, once we've got our buzz already happening, is our sound happening, is the lead pipe buzz, which I've gone over in my lessons. And also there's a nice little, it's kind of like a whisper note or a ghost note. So if you imagine you've already done this, you've got the instrument against your face, your lips are just resting together, take a breath in through the nose, and we just want to like play some air, blow some air through the instrument until a note starts. And just once that note starts speaking, kind of hold it there and see if you can bring it back. So hopefully it can sound like this. So that's not to be confused with a different exercise called the Whisper G. We can go into that a different time. In fact, there's loads of guys out there who have done fantastic work on that as well, but we might do that in a different lesson. And essentially, that little thing that we're doing there is we're just finding out where our lips start to vibrate and where the airstream actually engages enough to cause a sound. You would hear that there's a point there where there's only air going through my trumpet. It's the push of that air into the instrument that causes the lips to vibrate. I'm not doing anything like that whatsoever. I'm just letting the trumpet essentially play me. That's what's going on there. So that's essentially it. This lesson is for most of my students or people I'm involved with who don't get a chance to get lessons in the current state that we're in, or maybe just a little top-up information as well. If you are one of my students, I hope you found this really, really beneficial. If you're not one of my students, same deal. I hope you found it really, really beneficial too. I've got a bunch of other things going up and a couple of other things already on the channel, and hopefully I'll get some nice playing things up soon. So if you like it, hit the like button, and also please subscribe. It all helps the numbers, etc, etc. And yeah, other than that, have a good day and don't forget to practice. Cheers mate, bye bye.